So polytropic index and adiabatic index calculation we have to do. Okay, and another one is relation reduced from PV power n is equals. So we need these equations, okay, to solve the problems in a simple way. And the next one, do you have anyone is having doubt in this? I have already explained this one, and I want to explain again this one. What is absolute pressure? What is gauge pressure? Anyone is having doubt? So this one. So this one is the atmospheric line. If you are measuring pressure with respect to atmospheric pressure, that is a gauge pressure. So there are two directions. If you are going in this direction, it is positive. If you are going in this direction, it is negative gauge pressure. So it is a negative gauge pressure. It is a positive gauge pressure. So negative pressure also called as vacuum pressure. Okay. And if you are measuring with respect to this line, you can call it as absolute pressure. Wherever you go, the value will be positive here with respect to absolute. Absolute means it is a positive value. So here, so let us say 0.8 atmospheres. Okay, 0.8 atmosphere pressure is there. If you want to indicate this pressure on this graph, so 0.8 atmosphere is there. Okay, so I want to show this pressure. So 0.8 means it is less than 1 atmosphere. Atmospheric pressure is, what is the value? 1 atmosphere. So 0.8 means it is below. So if you are measuring from this point, it is 0.8 atmosphere. If you are measuring from this line, it is a 0.2 atmosphere. Then how the terminology will be here? So if I am saying 0.8 atmosphere, that means it is a 0.8 absolute 0.8 atmosphere absolute pressure. Okay. If you are saying 0.2 atmosphere means you have to say 0.2 negative gauge pressure or 0.2 vacuum pressure. Okay. So this one is clear now. So how we need to say 0.2 atmosphere negative gauge pressure or 0.2 atmosphere vacuum pressure. Why? We are going down from the atmospheric pressure line. But here we are going from absolute line. Then you can say 0.8 atmosphere absolute pressure. Got it? Clear everyone? So next, what is heat transfer? So heat transfer I have explained, it is a path function. Okay. So it is a path function. That's why we are writing it as a Q122, not as Q2 minus Q1. Okay. So what is exactly heat transfer? If there is a temperature difference between the system and surroundings or between two systems, there can be a chance of energy transfer, so in the form of heat. Okay. Heat transfer is nothing but it is a transfer of energy between two systems because of the temperature difference. Okay. If the temperature difference is there, then there can be heat transfer. Got it? Work transfer means if the system is moving from one point to another point, okay, then there is a displacement with the effect of force. Then that there is a work transfer. Okay, heat transfer is this one and work transfer is this one. So and in the adiabatic process, I have given adiabatic index. Okay, adiabatic index is Cp by Cv. Okay, what is Cp? Specific heat at constant pressure. Cv is specific heat at constant volume. So why there are two specific heats for gas? So there is a reason behind that, and why there is only one value of specific heat for the solid and liquid. Okay, that you can understand here. So you already know Heat transfer is a path function. That means it depends on the process. It depends on the process. So what is exactly specific heat? Suppose I am taking here. So I am taking this as the mass. Okay. So this is a unit mass. Unit mass means it is having, let us say, 1 kg or 1 gram, whatever it is. Let us take 1 unit mass. So 1 unit mass I am taking. So it is at a temperature of T degree centigrade initially. After giving some energy, it has reached to T plus 1 degree centigrade. That means it has increased its temperature by 1 degree, 1 unit temperature. So whatever amount you are giving to increase the temperature of that unit mass substance, that energy is called as a specific heat. Okay, that energy is called as a specific heat. Got it? Any doubt in this? So what is specific heat? So if you are giving energy to increase the temperature by 1 unit for a unit mass, then it is a specific heat. So here you can see, if Q is a path function, C is also path function. By Q is energy, C is also energy. Right? If Q is path function, then C is also path function. That means if Q depends on the path, C is also depends on the path. That means specifically depends on the path. It will be affected by pressure, volume, both. Okay. So let us say here gas is there. Let us say gas is there here. So I want to increase the temperature of this gas, keeping pressure as constant. Okay. And second one is I want to increase the temperature of this gas, keeping temperature, keeping volume as constant. So there are two situations, okay, where constant pressure is there, constant volume is there. So the gas will be affected by both pressure and volume. Okay. So that's why we are getting two values for gas, as specific heat at constant pressure and specific heat at constant volume. So the gas will be affected by both pressure and volume, but not the solid and liquid. Solids and liquids will not be affected by pressure and volume. Got it? So this one. So there are two types of walls are there. So I have discussed adiabatic process, but I have not given the definition for adiabatic process. What is actually adiabatic process and what is actually isothermal process? How can we attain those processes? Okay, how can we keep the temperature as constant? Okay, so for that, so these are the examples I am giving. So adiabatic process. So adiabatic process means there is no heat transfer from the system to the surroundings. So this is the example. What happens actually in the thermos flask? If you are keeping the coffee inside this thermos flask, what happens to the temperature of this coffee inside it? Inside in it, will the temperature of coffee remain same, or will it decreases?
Remains same.
Remain same. That means we are not allowing the temperature decrease for the coffee from the system to the surroundings. That means we are giving a barrier for the heat transfer from the system to surroundings. This is the, then you can say that is an adiabatic wall. Adiabatic wall is an insulating wall. There is no chance of heat transfer from one system to the another system. Got it? Adiabatic wall is insulating wall. Then you can say heat transfer is zero in the adiabatic process. What is an adiabatic process? In the adiabatic process, heat transfer from the system to the surroundings or between two systems is zero. Okay. Another example is I am taking a cup of tea here. Okay, this one. So what happens to this tea after some time? Will the temperature reduces or will the temperature increases after some time?
Reduce.
reduces. That means we are allowing the we are allowing the temperature of this tea to reduce by how many volts? This is a surface area is there, okay, bottom surface, and
Around
also through air also the temperature will decrease. So there are four, three are there. Three types of ways are there to decrease its temperature. That means there is a chance of heat transfer from the system to surroundings. That you can call it as a conducting wall. So suppose, for example, after some time, what will happen? The temperature of tea and the atmospheric temperature both are same. Correct? Both will after some time the tea will be attaining its temperature equal to the atmospheric temperature. That is an isothermal process. That means we are if you are keeping the temperature of the system constant throughout the process by conducting wall. Conducting wall is diathermic wall. By using diathermic wall, you can keep the system at a constant temperature. Got it? How you can keep the temperature as constant? By using diathermic wall. That is a conducting wall. What is adiabatic wall? It is a insulating wall. Is it clear, ma'am? So what is
yes, ma'am.
okay? So adiabatic wall is insulating wall. Diathermic wall is a conducting wall. Got it? Next. So I want you to study these types of works from PK Nag. Okay. So these are the different types of works are there. And the derivation is also given in that. You please go through this. Okay. So this completes lesson 2, and I have given assignment questions also. So these are the 2 questions, assignment questions for you. This is one, and this is a second one. So here, in the second problem, you will get polytropic process, okay, isothermal process, and constant pressure process. 3 process will be coming combinedly. You have to do. Okay, how I will explain. How you have to start. I will give an idea in this. So what is the time now? So we'll solve the derivations on board, and also I will give the idea how to solve the assignment questions. Got it? So you please join after 5 minutes. So 11:30 we will be joining. Okay, up to 11 I will take the class. Is it okay? So today we have discussed
Okay, ma'am.
okay, types of walls. What is specific heat at constant pressure and specific heat at constant volume, and what is heat transfer. And the next one, reverse these pressure measurements with respect to absolute line and atmospheric line. And we need to do polytropic index derivation. Okay, polytropic index derivation we need to do, and these are the causes of irreversibility. Okay, any doubt in the theory part? No doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll join sharply at 10:30. Okay. Sorry.